Hey, hey, hey. Bloody hell, that went quick. Okay, I am live. I am just going to put a link out on Twitter just to see who's available. Hello, Twiggy, my friend from Portugal. How are you doing? Just putting a quick note out on Twitter just in case there's any people around and I can't bloody spell. There it is. Oh my God. Okay, look down and loads. Tina Hall, David Butler, Tony Favell. Hope you're feeling better, Tony. James Wyland, Ferdy. Oh, love for Boo Boo. Love for crypto now. So that was an unexpected pleasure. Have to ignore me. I'm a bit overwhelmed by everything at the moment. Egbertina, thank you very much for coming in. Yeah, I think I definitely have a problem with my my screen now. For me, it keeps on going colour and then funny colour and then sort of a grayer colour. I don't know whether that works the same when you're actually looking at me on the video. So it could well be just my screen, or it could be that I need a new laptop. So I will wait and see. I'll watch this one back because of the colour behind me. Oh, I haven't done the TV. Hold on. Unfortunately, I've got to have colour behind me because that is the lights. So hold on. If I put this down a bit. See, I knew you'd have the answer, Ferdy. So if no, Moore's going to have the colour behind, I think, because it's just the lights in the living room. So I have to excuse the bird. She's trying for some attention at the moment. So slightly changing colour. Yeah, I don't know how to, unless I go further away and pull it down a bit. That might work. Don't need to see the top of my head, do you? I know it's supposed to be. You're supposed to do the streams and everything. You're supposed to stream and look up when you're looking at the streams. And now I'm actually looking down, so you can see my double chins now. Thank you, Ferdy. It is amazing, and they are mad to ask me. But yeah, they wanted someone to organise them at the meets and the conferences, and I threw my hat in with them when we were in Manchester and helped them a little bit there. And basically, yeah, they've invited me officially, so I'm officially a member of the team now, which is phenomenal. Now, if it's still changing colour, I'm going to move it back. But is this still changing colour? Better. There is still blue behind me. It's actually yellow. We had this conversation the last time I was on because I changed the colour to blue. Oh, sorry, touched it. Red. Got to change it quick, otherwise my neighbours will think that I've changed job. So that's a slightly different colour yellow. Let's see what happens. I know you were there, Ferdy. You were my cameraman. You were my support for my arms when my arms got so tired from holding the camera. Yeah, Ferdy backed me up completely on that side of it. So Doc Callum, hi, how you doing? XRP chance of a lifetime. Have I missed anybody else going backwards? Hold on, just a quick. Tina Hall, XRP Bull, Ferdy, chance of a lifetime. Carl Lewis, hello, how you doing? Doc Callum, yep, got down to that one. Blue from behind the TV. Oh, that should actually turn off with the TV. But if it's only that, See, this is all going to be a work in progress, and then I'm going to end up moving and have to start all this all over again. So if I do it sideways on Casey, so the TV is not behind me, that might actually be better. Don't know. We will see. You can feed that back. My TV's actually got a strip, LCD strip or LED strip. And when I sit watching TV, if I have lights on at all, then what I do is I put blue light on because I don't like bright light, and it's bad for the skin. My excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I actually like sitting in the dark. So so what I do is I put the blue light actually matches behind that I have in the room itself. Tina, you look beautiful, boo, in any colour. Thank you very much. Thank you. You still need your eyes tested, but thank you. Is my door open? My door, the back door is open by that much. There's no way the Zerps can actually fly out of it. But I need to get some air into the room because it's yeah, it's although it's getting cooler, I still feel the heat. So if I have a nosy neighbour, go to his place. Absolutely. Evening all, you've moved your halo. Yes, Nighthawk. Yes, I have. Just moved swiftly around because I think maybe the light on the back of the TV might be making a difference. Am I a gremlin? Bright light, bright light, bright light. No, I'm a mugwai, not a gremlin. I'm a mugwai. I don't eat after 12, and yeah, and I don't stand in direct sunlight. So yeah, I actually have nothing to talk about today except for maybe a little bit of a rant. Don't know whether anybody that was on with me. Don't wash myself after 12. No, I'm usually in bed by then. I have a shower before I go to bed, so I have a shower first thing in the morning too. My bed's about the cleanest it could ever be. I'm joking. What was I saying? Yes, bit of a rant. The last time I was on, I was talking about Bittrex. Do you remember? The fact that it was Thursday week ago, I had decided that I was going to put some money into Bittrex and give it a go, just to see what it was like. I wanted to see whether it worked, how it worked. You know, I'm doing all these things with these different exchanges, but unless I actually know or use them and test them, then what can you do? And obviously, at the moment, while we're still waiting for transfers between accounts, bank accounts, to come into Bitrue. Hi, Mary Feast, my friend from Norway. How you doing, honey? Yeah, so basically I needed to check to see if Bittrex works as well, because it's free to move money from Bittrex, from your bank account into Bittrex to then purchase the coins that you're going to be purchasing. Whereas at the moment with Bitrue, it's still 3.5%. Until they actually get the transaction sorted out so that we can move over from the bank. Fees to be released at that time. But yeah, so I sent the money over. This was on the 26th of September. So it was Thursday. It was a Thursday. And this was just me sending money from my bank account to the bank account for Bittrex. Okay. Now, I'll go to your question in a minute, chance of lifetime. So basically, I sent the money across. It was only £400, but £400 is £400. And I was going to buy a couple of different things. And it didn't appear on the Friday, and then on the Saturday, Sunday, and then the Monday. And I got in touch with HSBC Bank just to check to make sure that the transfer had been done. I raised an issue with Bittrex Direct through their problem solving report thing that they have on their website, and just got an acknowledgement. We'll come back to you in the next, I don't know, it's 2 days, I think it is. So I've got in touch with my bank. They confirmed it's 4 days on a transfer to actually reach the recipient bank, right? So they went off, checked it, and came back. So I said, okay then, 4 working days, that's Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I got in touch with Bitrue, Bittrex, and basically turned around and said to them, right, still not showing in my account. I'm checking every single day, still not showing in my account. I've been told by my bank that it's going to arrive today. Can somebody make sure that you allocate it as per your terms and conditions? It says on there that as soon as they receive the money into the account, they will check it. So so they asked me for the transaction documentation, which I sent to them. So they've got that. So they've obviously checked that. It's all going to the right place. So then I get an email back on, I think it was Wednesday, that basically said, this is the International Monetary Movements Accounts Department. Just to let you know, we have a 5 to 7 working days, so that the money can come in anything up to 7 working days. So I went back and said, no, it's okay. Check with my bank. It will be with you in 4 working days. I expect it to be, I expected it to be on my account yesterday. You will have received it yesterday. So I want it on my account today, please. Nothing. So sent him an email back on Friday and said, you're taking the piss now. So I sent one on Thursday and said, you're taking the piss now. You know, what the hell's going on? And then I sent another one on Friday and said, right, well, your 7 working days is up. So you got Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 working days, because obviously banks don't work on a weekend like the rest of us. And they're not a 24/7 thing. So nothing. So I waited the whole weekend. It's still not my account. Went in there today, checked my account today, still not there. Went on to live chat with them. And I said, look, this is ridiculous. I've put the money over. The 7 days was up last Friday. You still haven't applied the money to the account. Long and short of it is, the guy turned around and said, oh, I'll get somebody from the remittance team, the international remittance team. You've got a guy called Connor who's dealing with your query. It's allocated to him. So I said, forget Connor, right? Don't send him an email. Don't get him to get in touch with me. HSB can't guarantee its arrival, no, but they can tell me when it arrived. And that's what they did. So basically, I'm on the live chat with Bittrex, and turned around and said to them, right, well, you got the money. Where is it? Why isn't it on my account? They said, well, we got up to 7 working days, and that's today. And I went, no, it's not. It was last Friday. And she said, well, I've emailed the team and someone will be in touch with you. Connor will be in touch with you within an hour. That was 6 hours ago. So I still haven't had any contact with Connor from Bittrex within that hour at all. And 5, 6 hours, yeah, it's about that ago. Basically, they still haven't got in touch with me. Money's still not showing on the account. So they're saying that 7 days is up today. So my rant about Bittrex is actually that they turn around and say that when the money is in, that they will apply it automatically. No, they will apply it on receipt, right? So before they received it, I told them that it was coming. Yes, yeah, XRP chance of a lifetime I have. So not only did I tell them it was coming and gave them the reference number of the transfer, I raised it as an issue, so it's not unresolved. So somebody's got ownership of that. I told them when it had arrived. So they checked on the day and said, no, it hasn't arrived yet, but you know, we'll apply it as soon as we find it. So we'll keep checking. So obviously that hasn't happened. And now they're saying they've got up until 7 working days, which was last Friday, and they're trying to palm me off with it being today. 7 working days for them to apply it to the account, which means that their terms and conditions are wrong, because the terms and conditions actually say that they will apply the money to the account when they receive it, whenever that may be. So I'm a bit screwing about Bittrex, and I've already put them on the naughty list. So they're on my list with Wirex of do not touch with a barge pole. But you know, before I do that, I need to share with people what that's all about. So I thought about doing what I did with Wirex and driving down the road and sitting somewhere quiet and just talking to my phone and then uploading it. And then I thought, we've got so much bloody good news going on at the moment. that I would use it as an excuse to come live, talk to you lot, find out what you're all up and doing, and basically just use it as an excuse to talk shit and chew the fat with you. So a couple of people have put some stuff up since I started ranting. I was wondering something today. Do you think MoneyGram will be emptying their Nostro Vostro like accounts? And if they do, is it possible that they will bring the cash home through XRP rather than Swift? Yeah, I think they might do, huh? The transfers from their accounts, yeah, because held in the accounts wherever they are, they're going to be in the currency of the country where the account is. So they could cash in that account, transfer it to XRP and bring it back to head office or whatever it is. But the point is they don't need to hold the amount of money that they have needed to. So yeah, that frees up an awful lot of money from their balance sheet, which is quite good. And then, you know, as they do that, then other people are going to be looking at that and go, oh, we could do the same thing. Because what it's going to do is wherever the head office is, so whichever is the financial head office of the company, that's where the money is sent out from. So that's the currency that it needs to come back to. So yeah, that would make quite a difference on their balance sheets, which is the whole point of it. I mean, the whole point of this change in financial system is all about making sure that one, we send money the same way as we can send emails, real time, you know, end to end, but also at the same time it needs to change the financial system as it stands at the moment, because we've got an awful lot of currency tied up in accounts that sit there and they don't work for anybody at all. Transfer Lifetime says maybe the irregularity XRP payments that have been happening are possibly MoneyGram. I would say that the MoneyGram ones, if they were moving it from the account in the country back to their own head office, the destination tag would be the same for all of the monetary movements from all these different countries, for a start, because they'd put it into the same, probably put it into the same account. And what, so it would be the same destination account. So you could tell it was the same company, and it would be from different accounts being transferred from. So if I haven't looked personally, but if you look at the money movement that you can do on oh god, see, I'm shit at this unless I've got it in front of me. So on the Ripple Insights or the Account Explorer, basically you can see the money moving around. If you check what accounts it is that is being moved around from and to, then you'll be able to work out whether that's sort of an internal thing within a company going to, you know, from lots of different destinations accounts to the same account, or whether it's going from different destination accounts to different destination accounts. Yeah, I didn't catch Cobb's stream earlier. I'm packing at the moment, so and I'm on standby, or I was on standby today to go into work, because we're waiting to complete on the office that we're moving into. As soon as we complete, I can go in, because we've set up a desk and a computer ready to go. But yeah, so moving to my mansion. No, I've got two moves going on. Right, so I'm moving home. So I'm moving from this house to my new house, which means I'm going to be probably live streaming from my mobile for about 2 months while that's actually being done up, because I'm ripping it. I'm taking out. I'm having a full structural survey done, and basically any wall that doesn't need to be there is going to be taken down. I'm going to start again, because the house does not work. Whoever designed these houses It doesn't work. It doesn't work as a 3-bedroom either. So I'm probably going to move it down to a 2-bedroom, which will reduce my council tax, but I don't care. I'm going to build this house. I'm actually going to do this house and build it around me, because I'm going to be there for, I reckon, you know, on the basis that XRP is going to go up a little and then sit for a while, and then we're waiting for further adoption to come in. I'm looking at maybe 2 years. So if I'm going to sit in that house for 2 years minimum, obviously working, then I want it to be working around me. So I'm going to, I'm going to make it rather nice. It's I'm ripping the hell out of it, and I'm starting again. And but you know, with the money that I'm going to spend on it, I'll probably never get the money back. But I'm actually hoping that I won't need to worry about that. If everything does the way it should do with XRP, then and some of the other coins, obviously, then basically I'm not going to worry about losing some money on the house, taking it from a 3-bedroom down to a 2-bedroom with a high-end spec finish is what I'm after. So the Martian report lives in his car. Wow, I didn't know that. This house I'm moving to is not my forever home. But the other thing is, because of the new job that I'm in, it's a brand new startup company. So it's Coastal Financial Planning, which isn't actually live yet. But we were expected to, that's why they started me on the 1st of October. I actually started work on the 1st of October, which was Tuesday last week. And I've walked in and they've showed me the offices, and it's just a vast expanse. That's it. There's no walls. It's not decorated. It's not ours yet. The solicitors are taking their time, shall we say, on the exchange and completion of contracts because of the tenancy, and basically it's meant that everything's on hold. But I'd signed a contract with them, so that they're having to start me. So I'm doing little bits from home, like sourcing stationery cupboards and little things like that. And I actually did spend a day. I took my carpet cleaner in and cleaned the carpets, mainly for myself because I'm a bit of a clean freak on that side of it. But yeah, it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic when we're in there. But we're all waiting for solicitors. Same as with this place. You know, I can't move into the other place until Daddy Longlegs. I can't move into the other place until the tenant is out, which means I can't complete on this place. I'm good to go. I could be packed up in 2 days. I've been winding it down for quite some time, but you know, it's circumstances and everything like that. I've just got to wait until the house is free in order for me to get over there and get into it. So Nighthawk says this is only one corridor. So wait until they scale and ramp up all the corridors. The others will FOMO, and I can't read that. Whatever that is. Nighthawk, you need to type it out rather than give a picture. My eyesight's not that brilliant, and I've got the screen's a little bit further away. Explode. Sorry, that's an explosion. Sorry. Yes. Do you know what? I honestly do believe, right? They're saying about Q4. I think we need to bring our. I did watch Eri earlier, and she'd done an amazing job. But she was explaining about the one of the things on the trading side of things. So I think it was 2017, 18. There's been 4, or we've just done 4 crosses, not the golden cross, but 4 crosses. And what happens is it goes up as just after the cross, and we've just had a cross. But the first time it went up 4,600%, and that's the highest it went. The last time it went up by 100%. So we need to maintain expectations on what we think this pump is going to bring us. It probably will bring it, so we'll get excited, which will be fantastic. And when it does, I'm going to be watching Alex Cobb, because he's amazing on that side of it. I love it when he starts to get really, he can't sit still. He's like me, can't sit still. But I think we need to maintain expectations on what we expect it to go up to, because it can't pump too hard. And the reason it can't pump too hard is because it's going to be used as almost a stable coin, but it needs to go up to meet the liquidity that's required, but that's not required yet. So I don't think we're going to see the big pumps or the huge increases that we want to see, not until the adoption has actually started to go through, and a lot more of the rails are in place and a lot more money's passing through, because we're only talking about one company in the last quarter opening up their rails to 100% XRP, which is fantastic, and that's going to pump a lot more money through. But we're still waiting for the likes of SBI. We're still waiting for other banks, of which there's a lot more banks, I reckon, than we actually think that have signed up for any of the, we'll call it RippleNet now, but any of them, because basically it's I think this is something where the when they started this, they started it, then they realized how big it was going to go, and then they hit everybody with the do not discuss agreements. And I think there's an awful lot of agreements there that aren't ready to fall over just yet, because there's still a few more pieces that need to be moved around on the chessboard. And we're not going to have a clue about what's gone on until after they've actually physically drop the curtains on the whole lot and just allow us to have a look. So Berthold, hi Hannah, hi honey, how are you doing? Even sorry, put my teeth back in. Berthold Jippin says Gregory Manarino, sorry, is saying that the USA is already at QE6 and it is perpetual. Signs of crunch time getting near for XRP to do what it was created for. Yeah, and welcome Threadwork, Derek. We also need to be aware. I mean, we've got a guy called Martin, can't remember his name, from moneysavings.com, and he's like a money guru. And basically, he's put out at the moment and said for everybody to start using, when you buy and purchase things, especially if it's goods or services that are to follow on, i.e. you're not walking out the store with it, then make sure you buy it on a credit card. Now, the only reason that you would buy these things on a credit card is because you get to reclaim the money if the goods don't turn up. Classic example of that is Thomas Cook. So we've got a massive problem where one of our longest travel agents has just gone down, and anybody that paid by credit card for their holidays that they have not yet had, basically are going to get their money back through their credit card. If you paid by cash or debit card, you don't get the same cover. And the fact that Martin is actually saying that, and for people to go and get credit cards to only transfer the money on to spend for these things, he's not saying go and put yourself in debt, but go and pay for things through credit cards. I think that's a bigger indicator than anything else. The fact that somebody who is money savings expert to turn around and say that to people to use that, then you sort of have a start to understand what we've got coming. And we've got a lot of companies that are going to go down. We've got recession coming. You know, Thomas Cook, I reckon, is the catalyst for the UK. There's going to be others falling over as we go. And if you keep your eyes peeled, you're going to see all these different companies in all these different countries, and it's going to be the catalysts. And it's nothing to do with Brexit, but it's all to do with the financial crisis we're going into. America is going into it a little bit later. What they're doing is the quantitative easing. I sort of understand why they're doing that, because the dollar, if the dollar crashes sooner than everybody else is going into recession, then everyone will, it will be a bloodbath sooner. And I sort of understand. I don't get the amount that they're doing. I understand that they're trying to stave it off for now. And I do think that this is happening sooner than what they expected. And there's things that are being brought forward in place to help us to come out of this. I'm still thinking it's going to hurt. I don't think it's going to last as long as what we expected, and maybe not be as deep as what they've said, if things can be done right. And I do believe that this switch over of the financial system is going to be part and parcel of that. You know, when the Bank of England manager turns around and says, you know, that the answer to our financial problems is cryptocurrency or digital assets, as we're supposed to call them now, then I think that you know, that's marking the card of things that are to come. So you've got to watch for these little snippets of information, and then people like me are going to come out and say, did you realize this? The Martin from moneysavingsexpert.com, that for me was a clincher, hearing the fact that he wants people to do that, and that he recommends that people pay for these things on credit cards is indicative. Basically what he's saying is, watch your money, don't pay cash for anything, make sure that you can claim it back through the credit cards. So Mr. Clark 007, Bond, James Bond, yeah. The whole thing has to be controlled. Can't have so many people getting rich quick, so they'll pump enough to filter us out. Okay, two things on that. One, there's not that many of us, honestly. They're not going to worry about 100,000 people getting rich. We're not going to make that much of a difference, right? And especially, two, with everything that's going on, they can't care too much about it because they're running out of time. Things are happening, I think, quicker, or maybe it's all designed to go quicker. I don't know. I mean, we've all been speculating for the last year, and as I keep saying, we're not going to know the full story until after it's happened, and then we'll look back and go, well, he was right, she was wrong on that bit, but then he was wrong on that bit, he was wrong on that bit, she was right on that bit. And you know, it's all going to be, and we're all going to look back on the hindsight and go, yeah, if I'd have taken a bit from that and a bit from that and a bit from that and a bit from that, I'd have got the full picture sooner. Like I said, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But yeah, I honestly don't think that there's enough of us at all to worry too much about. I think the biggest thing that's going on at the moment is, I can see the death of Bitcoin. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can actually see that that there could be plans asunder on Bitcoin. I think they've got them in their sights on that side of it. Might turn into something, might turn into nothing. I could be one of the things that got it wrong, but yeah. And the thing is, they'll stop an awful lot more people by getting rid of Bitcoin. And that's the weirdest thing about it. But you know, what can you do? We just don't know. XRP chance for a lifetime. Can't wait to see the Brad Garlinghouse interview. Do you know when Pomp will upload it? Don't know. Don't actually care. I'm peeved that Brad Garlinghouse done it with Pomp for a start. Obviously the reason is so that he can hit the FUD that Pomp's been spewing out for fucking months and years. And partly because he needed a patsy that was going to not ask the right questions. And that's really disappointing, because you know, we could have got some really good answers if someone like Sam I Am could have done the interview. So I'm going to wait. Basically what Pomp's doing is he's holding back. So I don't know what news was going on today that he wasn't allowed to air it today or yesterday or Saturday, or even Friday afternoon after he'd done the interview. So whatever was done then, whatever agreement was in place, Pomp is holding on to it for an extra 24 hours. If there was a you can't air this until Tuesday, so that only people that are in his Patreon and pay for it can actually see it. So at some point tomorrow, his Patreons are going to see this, which again is a smack in the face. So the people that are subscribed to him are mainly Bitcoiners. There's a few people, and that was what it was designed to do, that have gone out and subscribed to him so they can see it 24 hours earlier than the rest of us. So there are some XRPers that are going to see it and feedback. Apparently there was a big bust up because Alex Cobb said he was going to stream it, and he got into trouble or something like that. I don't know. I don't get involved in that side of it. But I'm going to wait, and I'm not even going to watch it. I'm not even going to watch his YouTube channel because I really don't want to pay him any money because of what he's done. And, you know, I understand everybody does things to make themselves better, but this was a really important thing. And to hold it back from us as the XRP community, which supports the Ripple side of it, and Brad Garlinghouse, and look how much trouble we went to actually watch his little CNN interview. You know, people were desperate to be able to watch that. So the fact that we don't get to see it first, I think is wrong. So I'm not going to watch it on YouTube under Pomp. I'm going to wait for Sam I am to take it apart, and then he can get the money from streaming it, and I'll watch that instead. So wrong or right, don't know. I'm quite when I get my head around something, or if I get something into my head, I'm not interested in watching anything that's going to give him a penny, a cent more than what he's already shielded the community for. And like I said, I'm quite straight that way. Andreas Hilborough, serious lawsuit even against Tether. My thoughts on that. At last. At last, yeah, absolutely. They're in the sights. I think there's the SEC, was it? Someone's looking at them quite hard. XRP will take the #1 spot ahead. What's your thoughts? USDX. Tether, they've just found the correlation between Tether and Bitcoin pumps. You know, when they print a load of Tether, Bitcoin goes up. So it's not supposed to happen that way, is it? So that's being looked into, shall we say? I saw something about that. Again, don't know a lot about Tether. It's not been on my sites no more than I know a lot about Bitcoin. You know, I had no interest in even buying any of them. One would have probably, I think if I could have bought one when it was cheaper, I might have held on to it, even at 2.5 grand. I don't think it's worth it. I don't actually see it as a something that's going to last. So I'm not really interested in that. So I don't know a lot about that or the Tether side of it, but I do know that people have been looking at it. Stephanie G's in the house. Hey, boo boo. Hi, everyone. Nighthawk. TA is interpretation. Fundamentals are a better guide. Absolutely. TA goes straight over the top of my head. I don't see the logic. Maybe it's just me, and I'm thick that way, but I look at Fibonacci. So I'll look at something and I'm looking for Fibonacci, whether it correlates to that. And then I'll look at another thing, whatever it's called, and I'll look for that. And then I'll see the Fibonacci maybe, or what could be the Fibonacci, but I'll also see what could be what this other thing. And that says something completely different. And I'm looking at these peaks and troughs, and I'm looking at traders and they've got these lines and they're going down. Well, my eyes are actually going, well, that should be going up, because I'm looking at it in a completely squiffy way. So I am staying away from that, because I would lose a fortune if I tried to understand and act on anything to do with trading. And that's just, my brain doesn't work in that way. Stephanie G, most XRP holders don't have that much XRP. No, because most people are in it for the long term. So, you know, if you listen to Scott from Love for Crypto, he's turning around saying 2025. A lot of people are saying 2025. Bill Gould, if he's in here, he says 2021, 22. You know, and then you've got other people who turn around and say, oh, yeah, it's going to happen by the 31st of December 2018. And of course, it didn't. So it's all a bit of, when's it going to go up? And all I can do is I look at it and I go, right, logically, look at 5 years. Any sort of investments, you need to look at the medium to long term, especially when you get the peaks and the troughs that we do, and the ups and the downs and the bulls and the bears and everything that goes with it. So you can be a bit smart on that side of it, and you can pick the right times to buy, and possibly even, you know, a better time to sell, just by seeing what's happening as a general trend. So more of a long-term thing. But an investment is supposed to be sort of a medium-term investment is 5 to 10 years. So, and that's what you do with stocks and shares. Now, I know crypto is slightly different, but, you know, when you're going from bull markets to bear markets and all that side of it, then basically what you're doing is then what you're doing is you are taking a view. So the longer that you hold something, the better. Usually money goes up, unless you're actually going to hit something in the middle of a recession. Money will always go up. Same as property. Property will always go up. And you know, you've got to take the long-term view. Hi, Hooded. You've got to take the long-term view. So 5 years, I think, from a financial point of view, of somebody who looks at that side of it, then if you can look at crypto on a 5-year plan, then if it happens sooner, that's fantastic. If it doesn't happen by the 5 years, you're predisposed when you get to year 3, year 4, and it hasn't happened, you're looking at slightly longer term. So, you know, as long as you're not looking for everything to go up and make you rich overnight, you know, it's better to look at like the 5-year plan and look at like the long-term goal. I mean, unless you're really 80 years old and in poor health, then all we're doing is we're securing a better future for ourselves. You know, anybody that's 50, 60, 70 years old, you know, obviously the quicker it happens, the longer time we've got to enjoy it. But I'm still looking at a better later on in life from now finding crypto than I would have done if I hadn't have found crypto. So people just need to sort of maintain their own expectations. And if I was ever going to say anything to anybody about that side of it, then that would be my advice. I mean, that's advice from somebody who works in the markets, is always take a long-term view, and never rely on the short-term view. So Berthold has said, strongest shakeout would be when they pump the price up rather than the drop in price. Yeah, that sort of goes with what Steph was saying. But it sort of correlates between the two, because everyone's talking about short-term bags, and that's a really good thing, because no matter how much you hold, even if you've got 5,000, say you've got 5,000 XRP, then in order for that to be a life-changing amount, you're going to have to wait for that to go up to, I don't know, $500, right? And then that becomes a life-changing amount in a sort of for a shorter term. So basically it's a case of, if you've got, how do I explain it? The smaller bag that you've got, the higher the amount needs to be, right? So if you're talking, like Steph has just said, they can see that a lot of people have got smaller bags, that in order to have that shakeout, they're going to have to put it up to stupid amounts. And when I say stupid amounts, you're talking 500. You're not going to go to $500 from 20 pence. So the shakeout, there is going to be a shakeout, but it'll only be of small bags. You go to $10, $20, $50, $100, you're not going to shake out that many people. You're going to shake out some small bags. But then you're also looking at crypto, and crypto always detracts. So there'll be an awful lot of people that will sell their small bags, maybe take back what they originally put in, and then hold it there on their account and wait to see if it goes back down and then buy back in again. You know, and an awful lot of people will be doing that. So, you know, if they're going to shake out, they've got to make it worthwhile. And I would be perfectly happy to cash out nearly all my bags if it goes up to $1,000 a coin. And I think there's an awful lot of people that would be very happy to do that too, and walk away and you know, forget about it for a while. 10,000, 100,000, most don't hold much. Yeah, I know. 100,000, is it 100,000 ledgers that they've got? So out of 100,000 ledgers, and some people have got more than one. I don't know how that works on exchanges, but I take it that exchanges, if you've got the tag, then it's one destination with multiple destination tags. So I don't know how that would work on people that don't actually have nanos. So if there's 100,000 people with nanos, but you could have 50,000 people on an exchange that has the same destination ID, but each one individually has a tag within that, that would still only be one, wouldn't it? I'm not sure. I've not really thought about that before. Berthold, that was exactly what my thoughts were about the pump interview. There's a few thought the same way as me, but there's other people that, you know, live and let live. He's trying to make money. I just find it a bit reprehensible that he's trying to make money from people that are in the same sphere as him, and that he can have a conversation where, you know, we're not backing away screaming with our eyes wide going, he's talking Bitcoin. And rather than bring us on side, he's, to my mind, he's alienated me. And that's just the way that I look at it. Nighthawk, Pomp will release to his subscribers tomorrow, General Public Wednesday. Yeah, that's exactly it. Chance of a lifetime. Wow, Hornet's Nest. Things I didn't know there. Stick with me, kid. The shit that I've got in my head, the stuff that I can talk about. I had nothing to say when I went live. Trust me. But I love it. I love chatting with you lot. So, XRP Ball, Cobb will still be live streaming it on Wednesday when it's on general release. Yeah, I'd pay Cobb's. Yeah, I'd pay to watch it on Cobb. Purely because I just don't want Pomp to make any money out of me. So I'm switched off from that side of it. Egbertina, we should all do that. Yes, we should. Presto, hey, how are we doing? Manipulation? Always. There's always manipulation in this space. Presto, I disagree with that 100%. BTC is a thing and is king and will always remain king. Cool. I just don't hold that personally. You know, for me, it's not what I see. Jim Frank, LFC crew. I know, right? How excited. XRP chance for a lifetime. Falling wedge is bullish. I haven't the foggiest what that means. Haha. No, me neither. Chris is in the house. How you doing, Chris? XRP Bull says when the bots went down, Bitcoin went down to $1 and XRP jumped to $9 on that exchange. I know. And that was when my brain switched over and went, I wouldn't want it. Okay. Got that one hooded. And Chris says LFC Boo Boo. Yes, I do. I am the Boo Boo, and yes, I am LFC now. So I don't know what I can't remember what I'm actually called. I think I'm the official events organizer. No, liaison and an organizer. There you go. And Nighthawk, Boo Boo. My thoughts are yes, 2025 full adoption, but most will have sold way before then, and I will be one. Not greedy millionaire. Well, not greedy. Millionaire will do me. Absolutely. I want a little bit more than 1 million, if I can. Because I'm wanting to do quite a bit of charity work. Lammy J, Boo, are you still doing the meeting down south this month? It's probably going to be the first week in November, and the reason is because I couldn't find a suitable venue in October, because I was looking towards the end of October, and of course it's Halloween, and then actually the first week in November is fireworks night. So if I am talking fireworks night is on Tuesday, yeah, so it would be the 9th of November, because I couldn't find a suitable place. Literally, I could only do the 19th. I couldn't do the 26th, which was a bit shit really, but yeah, and this weekend was a no as well. I've got a big meeting on Sunday, so yeah, it'll be 9th of November, and that I'll set in stone. I will actually write that down, but I still don't know where. So that will be, I will do that, and I'll put that out. I will put that out. It's going to be somewhere. It'd probably be somewhere around about Guildford, which is just off of the M25, which is at the bottom near the M3, M4, M1. So yeah, a lot of the ones, if you're slightly north or if you're slightly west, easy to get to. And full adoption, not greedy, yeah. Mr. Clock 007, I hear that Nighthawk. Me too. That's exactly my point. There you go. 2025 full adoption. Nighthawk, Boo Boo. Some people will be happy to pay off mortgages, etc. That's life changing. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's and it doesn't need to go that far. I mean, I've got no children, so I'm just thinking forward for my sister's kids, and my sister. So just trying to help on that side of it. But I also want to. I've got a lot of friends that are in bad situations, and I could be in a position to make a massive difference to quite a few of them, and that's my driving factor on that side of it. And I want to be able to spend 2 weeks out of every month actually going about and seeing you lot and spending some time on a beach. Gonna go and spend some time in a fat club first for a month and get myself lean and trim before I do that. But yeah, that's my want. XRP chance of a lifetime. If you want to be a millionaire, you need so good job I got paper down, huh? You need 10,000 XRP at 100, 50,000 XRP at 20, 100,000 XRP at 10. Figures for me, that needs to be pounds, not dollars. So I am hoping to have yeah. So I'm going to sit on it for, if I sit on it, I think 5 years is too long for me. I'll be 55. So I would want 2 to 3 years. Whatever it's at, 2 to 3 years, I'll be happily cashing out on that side of it. So Gary Evans, yeah, pounds. Yeah, definitely pounds. Yeah, it makes a difference for us. RJM, hi Boo Boo. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome in. Boo, can you explain how to move XRP from Bitrue to a ledger? It's exactly the same as you would usually do to move XRP to anywhere. But with the ledger, you get you can actually, if you use the app on your phone, when you bring the stuff up for the ledger, you can I'm pretty sure they've got a QR code. Just scan the QR code. But do yourself a favor, just send the minimum that you have to send. So if that's 20 XRP, send 20 XRP in, make sure it arrives. And then in Bitrue, what you can do is you can whitelist. So that you can, when you're sending it, it will say sent, and then underneath there's a box and it says save it for future use. And then you can literally name it whatever you want to name it. So, you know, RJM Ledger, and then send the rest of it through. Because losing, you know, if you get it wrong and losing 20 XRP is nothing, you try and send a whole lot straight away and lose it. That's nasty. That's really difficult to deal with. So yeah, send a small amount first, but I'm pretty sure you can scan the QR code on it. XRP Ball, first week of November is your birthday. Oh hell, well in that case you're booked. I think we should find somewhere and do the same, exactly the same. Let's go back to Northampton. It was a really good weekend that weekend. David Webb, events organizer at Liverpool Football Club. My niece used to do that. Yeah, this is Love for Crypto, David Webb. So Love for Crypto are amazing. There's three guys at the moment, and basically you've got Hooded, Kurt, and Scott. Scott does a YouTube, 10-minute YouTube every morning without fail, 95% of the time, which, you know, straightforward, 10 minutes. He picks a subject that's key, and he doesn't just read it. He'll read it to you, and he'll then explain what it's all about, which is phenomenal. But when he goes on his long-term views, he's like how do you explain him? He sees the future. He sees how it's going to change in the future. So he sees how it's going to pioneer change, and he can explain it really, really well. So if you ever get a chance, you know, go and subscribe to him, because he is literally, he sees it the way it's going to be, and he's quite blunt with it as well, which I quite like. And he's from Manchester, so he's got a lovely accent that goes with it. So, and then you've got Kurt, who's his mate. Kurt's the one that does the longer Love for Crypto videos, and generally he will be traveling on a motorway with his phone pointing forward, so you get to see the motorway and the countryside around. And then he will be talking about the economic growth and how it works in the financial microsystems, and how the political systems are all intertwined. And yeah, it's amazing. And then you've got Hooded. Hooded is like the how do you explain? He's like the gel that molds them together. So he's the one on Telegram and pretty much all over on Twitter. And he shares everything and makes sure that he chats with them, and they share ideas and everything like that. But he's the quiet one. He's the quiet one. He's the dangerous one, actually. I reckon he's the one who if he had more confidence, he would be the one to watch. And I know you're watching, Hooded, so I'm going to be working on that with you. Andreas Hilbor, sorry, from Sweden. Wow, okay. Thank you for coming in. Angie, hey beautiful, driving and listening. Well, just make sure that you keep your eyes on the road and don't want anything to happen to you because you are a gorgeous lady. Nighthawk, go A3, better route. I know, right? Yeah, the amount of times I've gone up and down the A3. I used to live in Kingston Vale, just down from Putney, so I know the A3 very, very, very well. In fact, I was driving down the A3 in a, what did I have? I think it was a Sierra 1.6, just going under the flyover at Tolworth, under the Ace of Spades roundabout, and had a pop and a bang, and my spark plugs tried to shoot their way through the bonnet, and yeah, that was dicey. I was doing about 120 at the time. It was before they had speed cameras, obviously a long time ago. I'm sure they can't do me now if it was like over 20 years ago. So yeah, that was interesting times. But everybody was safe. It's fine. You got a tip from Sweden. Was that you, Andreas? Thank you. I saw something flash up. Thank you very much. Didn't need to do that. I don't do this for money, and I won't ever monetize my channel either. So from that point of view, you're safe. No adverts from me. Mr. Clark 007, by the time crypto gets regulated, the government will be putting their taxes on it. So guys, I think if we're looking for that million, make sure you think about 20% tax rate and exchange rates. I've actually done a YouTube video on this, Mr. Clark 007, on tax friendly countries and tax havens. There's certain countries you can go to and there won't be any capital gains tax to pay. So Lammy J, cheers boo. That's okay. RJM, if I have no mortgage and a few quid in the bank, I'll be over the moon. Actually, I like working. Oh, yeah, I like traveling. So work just gets in the way. XRP chance of a lifetime. Yeah, I need it in pounds also. I'm in Wiltshire and will be 55 in 5 years also. Oh, what are the odds? Same age as me. But I'm older than you though, born in February. Angie, Tina, Berthold, I'm planning to cash out 10%, whatever comes before 3 years' time that I like in price, 30% after 3 years, and keep the last 60% till 2025. Looking for euros if they still exist by that time. Highly doubtful. They're actually talking about bringing out a euro cryptocurrency at the moment. Darren is off from the 2nd till the 9th of November. Perfect. Oh, shoot. It'll be the night of the 9th of November because that's a Saturday night. RJM says, okay, thanks for the advice. It's never advice. I don't do advice. I'm sure it is all in the instructions for the ledger. I have never sent XRP before. All I did was buy it. Don't worry. Just literally sign in, get your QR code up, scan it to Bitrue, put 20, just send 20 into the, or whatever the minimum is, and send it across. It happens almost immediately. Don't worry. It will arrive. And then basically, once you've seen it do it once, then quite happily you're okay to send the rest of it. So it will be fine. Got 35 people in here, got 15 people with a thumbs up. So if you could press the like button for me, that would be amazing. I don't have many people, so 36 people. New person just come in at the bottom, sign in and say hi. The Fed, SWIFT, CLS, BIS and XRP, the global currency. Absolutely. David Webb, okay, I'll check out Love for Crypto. Absolutely. Absolutely. And go back about a year ago, I haven't seen it yet, but Kurt did quite a long one, a really long deep dive. And basically everything that he said at that time, I'm not going to do spoilers, everything he said at that time is actually coming true. So you need to go and watch that. And he is really good at explaining it, really good. Nighthawk, I live in Tongham. Tongham, where's that? Where's Tongan? Lammy says, promoting it for Dom as he is a bit proud. Promoting Farnham. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I know it. Yeah, I knew I needed it. Well, I recognised it. So, Lammy, you were promoting something for... Are they the ones that were retracted? Or do I need to go further up? Hold on. No. XRP Ball, YouTube, link there. Is that the link for the Love for Crypto? Chance of the Lifetime, December 17th, 1969. February 23rd. Beat you. I'm older. You couldn't get much towards the end of the year, could you? I mean, come on, you're only just 50. Or just going to be 50, should I say. You're not even 50 yet. Mr. Clark 007. Tax haven video. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. I wasn't doing it to promote myself. But yes, have a look at that. It's only a guideline. Basically, I don't do absolutes. So when I talk, I'm giving you guidelines of stuff that you can go off and do yourself. There's no point me going off and finding out all these things for myself and then not sharing it. But when I share it, it's from my point of view on how I've looked at something, and it's done from my perspective. So when I'm sharing these things, you know, it's there to give you a start, to give you an idea, and then you've got to go and have a look at and then find your own way forward, because what suits me, Portugal suits me because I used to live there. And for me, it's no brainer, you know, no capital gains tax or no crypto taxes whatsoever. And they've just reiterated that for now. But for me, it's a no brainer. I could have gone to Isle of Man. There's no capital gains tax in there. Still part of the UK, and quite a nice place to live. But I quite fancy somewhere that's a little bit warmer, a little bit more Mediterranean. So, you know, it depends on what suits you. It could be that you quite like Germany. You could go to Germany, and as long as you've had your coins for more than a year, then it's completely tax-free when you check out. Or you could want to go to Switzerland. Is their tax haven for crypto, as is Singapore. So, you know, there's lots of different options out there and places you can go, but it depends on what you like. You know, for me, Switzerland is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. But I wanted somewhere a bit warmer. So it's down to your personal preferences. Kurt did a 2-hour, 45-minute stream not so long ago. Yes, he did. Yeah, I don't think that was the one though. No, I'm trying to think what it was about now. It was something that came up recently, which for me was a no-brainer, but apparently he said it over a year ago, and people slated him for it. Berthold, why does SPQR Media have only 5 people on their Patreon? They have done so much for the XRP community. Have they really only got 5 people? I'm going to go and subscribe. I will go and subscribe because they deserve it. Oh my God. £5 a month. Go and subscribe to SPQR. You know, these guys are putting, if you watched any of the interviews that they've done, I did one with Lee, and basically he turned around and said that he had to give up because he was spending 8 hours a day, coming home from work and doing 8 hours. And there was 6 of them doing 8 hours a day, research on this stuff, and it was all consuming for 8 months. And they come out with, I mean, they've come out with the pinnacle information. Go and you know, just go and watch every one of their videos if you haven't watched them. That helps. But go and subscribe. I'm going to go and subscribe to their Patreon channel when we're finished, because those guys, They deserve every single penny they possibly get, because they did do it, and they've done it for the community, and they never did it for the money. So, you know, well worth it. And that's something I had no idea. 5, that's disgusting. The LFC documentary is a great watch, about a year back. That's the one, Nighthawk. That's the one I'm talking about. XRP chance of a lifetime. Believe me, married twice and 6 kids ranging from 21 to 4. I feel 60. Not 49, no. Well, I've got no children, never married, and I feel 15. RJM, how's the job going? Really, really good. Really good. Yeah, I haven't really started yet. Our offices aren't set up yet, so I haven't got anywhere to go to work. Which is good because it's easing me into it gently. Portugal, nice climate, good food and wine. Absolutely. Berthold, great place to live. The Love for Crypto video, there you go. XRP Bulls put it up for you. Globalization. Yeah, the master plan. Get ready for one world currency. SPQR are the nuts. Yes, they are, David. Yes, they are. I mean, basically, it's they did such an amazing job. I mean, the stuff that they come out with, the deep dives that they did. I mean, I'm used to research, but the stuff that they did and the rabbit holes they went down and how far they went was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Lee is awesome. Yeah. I did. He came to the Northampton meet, and he got to sit down, and we sat. There was only 9 of us. It was great. So I'm hoping because he's Milton Keynes way. I'm really tempted to go back to Northampton, see if more people will come. But basically, there was 9 of us sitting around a table. I managed to get the private room, and they did blow your mind at the Manchester meet. The Manchester meet was fan-bloody-tastic. Nighthawk, catch you again. But yeah, we all sat around. There was 9 of us sitting around on a table, and all we were doing was talking about what was happening. Some people knew more than others. Some people didn't know anything at all, and it was a constant share of information for hours, just going backwards and forwards. And then Lee turned up, and it was like, whoa! And there's the stuff that he turned around and said. We had a banker, an accountant, Lee as a researcher. You had in fact, one of the lady that turned up, she's in banking there somewhere. My mate Paul, who isn't on Twitter, but he's in, or he was in politics. And you had James, Darren and Tony, who are my biggest supporters and amazing people, and they bought me a present. And the banker bought me a present, which was completely unexpected. But Angel Connie got my last one, and they haven't got these ones anymore, so he bought it for me. But yeah, it was just amazing. I mean, it was a meeting of minds. It was a meeting of ideas. It was chewing the fat. It was, somebody would come up with something, and then someone said, "Oh, but I thought about this," and then that turned the conversation, and we started to work everything out. I came away with a lot more knowledge than what I walked in with, awful lot. So chance of a lifetime is saying, I'm going to take my old ass to bed, I think. Thanks for the stream, Boo Boo, top girl. Angel Connie is in the house. So big love to you, girl. Please hit the like and subscribe. Crypto Mike's coming. Oh my God, we have royalty in the house. Mike, love your streams. I only managed to catch like at a time about half an hour. when you're live. But yeah, and I love the numbers, numerology, I think, or whatever it is. I love that when you start doing that one. That's amazing. That's yeah, interesting, shall we say. It works straight with me with the tinfoil hat theories and all that sort of stuff. Mr. Clark 007, they spoke about Vanguard, which blew my mind at the DLT conference in Manchester. SPQR most definitely put in some work for the Excel. Like I said, 6 of them, 8 hours a day, pretty much 6-7 days a week for 8 months. Honestly, it was huge. Gematria, that's the one, Mike. That is the one. Mike, have you just finished streaming? Is that why you've come across? Hi, Crypto Mike. Funny seeing you here. Mike, no, I can't get monetized. No, I have got 1,200 people, but I have not got 4,000 hours watched. And to be perfectly honest, not really interested in monetizing for YouTube. I'm still trying to work out how to get my videos over to Coil. I've got them looking into that because for some strange reason, when I try and copy and paste it over, it doesn't let me share it. And I've been Coil enabled for ages because all my Coil payments from when people, I get paid if you have subscribed to a Coil subscription, then when you come on and watch me on YouTube, Coil pays me an XRP. And the money that I get from Coil on XRP, I'm put into one side for Angel Connie. Because some of the videos that I've got on here, that from when I first started, and who inspired me to continue with the YouTube videos was Connie. So yeah, so she deserves every penny from it. Yeah, it is hard to figure out. And when you try and ask them for some help, they're just like, well, just follow this. It's like, well, I have followed that, and I am monetized and you are paying me, but it won't let me copy and paste my videos across. No, boo, silly lady. Nah, no, girl. Nope, because you deserve it. Absolutely. Mr. Clark 007, going to get my head down. Good night, my XRP family. Thank you for coming in. Make sure that you smash those likes on your way out. And I've just realised that I've been on for an hour and 17 minutes and I had nothing to say when I came on here except for a 15-minute rant about Bittrex. So so basically I've done better than I thought I would. So I'm going to wrap it up for the night unless anyone's got anything else to ask me. And I am going to, yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, going to say good night. So I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are in the world. And thank you for coming in. And as Berthold has said, don't forget to join SPQR Media Patreon. And I'm going off to do that right now because I think that they deserve it. So good night, everyone. I will speak to you soon. And what's tomorrow? Wednesday. Might actually be on Wednesday, tomorrow night. So Marie Vist, oh, thank you for coming on, Mari. Right, thank you so much. She's my energetics. She sells the magnetic jewelry, and she's in Norway, and she's the most beautiful person you've ever met in your life. So Tuesday, yes, Tuesday. I'm losing my days. I've been not working for too long. Okay, good night, and I will speak to you tomorrow night, Tuesday. Take care. Night. Bye.